Slinky. Ooh, he loves crop jobs. Nice and gentle. Show him how gentle you are, please. That's a boy. How cool is that? He's pretty cool. I still give him the respect he deserves, because he is a large monitor and they can totally mess you up.
Can I just compliment you on your monitor's skull structure? I've said it in videos before with monitor lizards. In captivity, a lot of mistakes are made with the diet, and people just give them small food items and they don't really work the muscles around their head. Obviously, Kenan'S been giving this animal a great diet with variety because the skull of this animal is pretty big. Are you guys done looking at turtles? We have some stuff to talk about. Come on, pay attention. We have some stuff to talk about. Come with me. Come on. Kenan, you ready?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's go. Come on, guys. Hey, we got some stuff to talk about. What's going on, Kenan?
What's going on, Chandler?
Nothing much.
Good to see you, buddy. Looks like you've been hitting the gym, dude.
Yeah, just a little bit. Moving Crocs around.
That's Kate. That's my wife. She's.
Hi.
I love her.
Very beautiful wife.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's nice. She's also making a mean chicken, man.
Oh, sweet.
So we've got love happening.
Okay, stop getting distracted, guys. Come on, let's go. We have some serious stuff to talk about.
We actually do, don't we?
Yeah, we do. I talked a little bit about this on the channel, the previous episode, which was filmed last night. And I said to you guys I'd be meeting up with Kenan today to talk about this because we've been back and forth on the phone talking about what's been going on. There are new law changes here in South Florida, and I talked about it in the last video. Yeah. Just to hit some of the main points, they are prohibiting certain species from being owned, bred, transferred, any of that stuff. So for people like us who want to have animals for educational use, whether it's on YouTube, for public display, whatever it is, we can't get animals in the future if these animals pass away from old age. For example, like my green anacondas, I spoke about this in the video prior. Once my green anacondas get to be 20, 30 years old, there's a potential for them to pass away of old age. And then after that, I can't get any more green anacondas. So we can't get new educational ambassadors. Now, if we want to breed endangered species, if we want to use certain species for educational use, we just can't get any more bloodlines. We can't bring new animals to our facilities. So in the future, it could be a very sad future where we're very limited with our wildlife.
Well, and what's happening, guys, is, for example, if you watch my channel, you'll know Princess Buttercup. I just built this beautiful
enclosure. Look at this. Look how big this exhibit is.
Yeah.
And look how long it is. This is, what, like 20 feet long?
Right, and she's 13 foot. And what's going on really is I've been permitted to have this animal for 7 years. And the way the permitting process worked is it was called a conditional species permit. And you had to have a commercial entity. You had to be a business in order to keep these animals. And it was all fine and good. We already had restrictions on these animals. Yeah. Everything's under control. The animals that are in the environment are already there. As you can see, she's an albino. She's a great animal. She herself was surrendered by Fish and Wildlife. The guy was in trouble with Fish and Wildlife, so they reached out to me. The commission reached out to me to take her in, and I did that. So I have one conditional species, but what's happened as of July 1st is they now moved, they say tegus and green iguanas are prohibited species, but what we didn't know, what no one really understood, is that they moved the conditional Burmese pythons and green anacondas and all these animals to a new prohibitive designation, which means, guys, I'm not able, because I am not open to the public for people to come view, now I can't get the permit for an animal that I've had for 7 years, which is super bummer. I just like to, whenever I come in here, I just let her know that it's not feeding time, and then she's good to touch. See, then it's okay. You're okay. But she's such a cool snake. I love this snake. She's been with me 7 years. So what happens after 90 days? If we can't figure out what's going on with this law, if I cannot get the permit, I'm going to have to euthanize this animal, dude. And it's insane.
How insane is that? You've had this animal for 7 years.
She's perfectly healthy.
7 years healthy, been using him for educational use. We're using her for educational use. And now he cannot own this animal anymore. It's baffling. And you're an educator.
Well, that's
all you do.
Well, that's why I enjoy hanging out with you, because when you're a live guy, you got a lot of energy, you're a lot of fun. No, it's cool. Hey, we're very similar. I'm just a little bit older. My beard's a little bit longer. But thank you. I'm trying to grow a little
We're getting distracted. Okay, we're getting distracted.
It's easy to do with you. But you know, what's funny is it is education, you know, and I hope that the Fish and Wildlife Commission realizes that what we're doing on YouTube, albeit goofy and fun and whatever, does have a value. And especially now in these COVID-19 times. I mean,
a lot of classes use our videos for education.
Exactly right.
Like they play our videos in schools.
People cannot get out to go to zoos anymore. So if I can show you what these animals are and talk to you about why these animals don't make great pets, why these shouldn't be let loose into our environment, I think that's very important. I think it's a good thing for us. I'm personally not against managing these animals, but I think it's unfair to say that good keepers who've had these animals for a long time, like yourself and others, can't be grandfathered in. Everyone thinks they're going to be grandfathered in, but because of the new permitting process, if you are not a facility that people can come visit, like a zoo or an aquarium, then you can't keep your animals. And that just doesn't seem lawful to me.
You and I both have been in Florida for a very long time, and we've been jumping through hoops to make Fish and Game happy so we can come to an agreement.
We both work with Fish and Wildlife.
Ever since I was 13, I had worked towards the hours to get the licenses I have today. These licenses, as you know, are not easy. 1,000 hours for each species or each family of venomous reptile. 1,000 hours for any class 1 animal, considering crocodiles, caiman, things like that. Well, not caiman. But you guys understand what I'm trying to say. You need a lot of time working with these animals. You need multiple people with permits to sign you off and give you credibility. You need to pay in surety bonds. There are so many things you need to do to have these animals and jump through hoops. Besides the fact with security, double door enclosures, snake-proof enclosures, inspected by Florida Fish and Wildlife, keeping inventory on every animal we get. So we have done everything we can to work with Fish and Game and cooperate. We do not hate Fish and Game. We love Fish and Game. We have good friends that are Fish and Game officers. But we need to come to a mutual agreement because we are educators and we are going to stay in Florida and we're going to keep educating. We want to work with Fish and Wildlife. We all want to work together.
But here's the other thing, guys, and this is why it does affect you all. You may be watching from other states other than Florida, but just so you know, 1.9 million people in the state of Florida keep reptiles, okay?
Yeah.
Many people keep iguanas, keep tegus, keep leopard geckos, turtles, tortoises. Now, you might be thinking, why do we care if I'm living in Michigan? Why do I care what happens in Florida?
Well, it's going to take my leopard gecko up here in Michigan, right? Nothing's going to happen.
But what happens if, you know, you get older and your leopard gecko dies and you want another one? Well, or green iguana, whatever. Most of the reptile industry, that the people that breed these animals live in Florida. So this is going to be felt across the country and across the globe about these animals. And here's something that we didn't touch upon in my video, which is very important. Very, very important. I am not against pets. I'm against, personally, taking animals out of the wild. It's very, it's destructive, it's no good. The animals that we have, okay, these animals have been bred in captivity. I always talk about captive bred animals, man.
Yeah.
If we make animals illegal, I guarantee you're going to create a black market for animals, and they'll once again be taken out of the environment to satisfy people's demands. Look, I'm a big believer, you know, I don't like politics, but I'm a believer. I love this country, and I'm what you would consider a libertarian. I think if you are doing good, right by the laws, if you're handling things, you're paying your taxes, you're keeping good standing, dude, if you can keep these animals successfully and healthily, if you want to own things that, you know, you can keep, you should. Like I said, I don't want to get political.
No, I totally agree.
I love this country and I love the freedoms we have. And not only freedoms, it's what do they call it? It's the privilege of keeping these animals.
Exactly.
And we've done nothing to hurt our privilege, so we'd like to keep it. We need their help.
We do. We need your help. We need you guys to go to USARC below. There's a link, and you guys can help support them. They need funding. Now, we don't get any money from this. We're not attached to this at all. These guys are the people who fight for our rights to have reptiles. They fight for ethically keeping reptiles in captivity here in the United States, and they will continue to fight for us. But since they're doing it out of their own pocket, they need help with funding. So please support the USARC, whether it's $20, $50, whatever it is. If you love my channel, if you love Kenan'S channel, if you love learning about wildlife, and you love education and conservation, please support the USARC because they're helping to fight for our rights to do this.
It's USARC Florida. It's USARC Florida.org.
We'll have the link below.
The link's going to be below. So check that out. And I want to show you, I want you to meet another one of my friends because it's hot, really hot in here.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. We're going to go meet an animal that's well known on my channel. For those of you who have never seen my channel.
Who is it?
Who's the animal?
Who's the animal?
We're going to meet Slinky.
Oh!
I think you guys will dig Slinky.
Ooh, I love...
Because you haven't actually got up personal with Slinky. I want him to know you and, you know, I mean...
I can't wait!
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy!
But this, again, is another animal that, you know, they've made prohibitive denial monitors. But this guy here is an Asian water monitor. He was an animal that could no longer be cared for because his owners lived in an apartment in Atlanta, Georgia, and he was getting so big he was knocking things down. So I had put it out there into the ether on the old Facebook. I said, hey, I'd love to get, one day I'd love to have another water monitor, and he came. Now, I just want to caveat, this water gets filled every morning. It flushes through. It's so hot in Florida, we get algae at the end of the day. So don't freak out there. This water gets cleaned every single night from well water. Come on over here, buddy. Come here. Here, you play with Slinky and tell them about him. I'll be right back.
Big, beautiful Asian water monitor that he's had for how many years now?
I've had him now about 5.5 years.
5.5 years. And I remember when he first got this animal, it was probably only around like 3 feet long or 2 feet long. And he was so small, and now he's probably like over 6 feet long. He's a beast of a water monitor. He's super healthy because he's grown up out here in South Florida in this outdoor enclosure getting natural UV rays. And he's got a plethora of things in his diet from Kenan because he knows all about enrichment for the animals and giving a good vary to their diet. Look how spiky his neck is. He's got great scales. Look at him. He's tasting my boot right now because I've stepped in so many different types of spicy meatballs over this past year in these boots. He's probably picking up all the scents of these different animals. He's peeling his skin too. Look at this. Look at that beautiful skin.
He's a really cool animal. Slinky. He loves crop chops. Nice and gentle. Show him how gentle you are, please. That's a boy. How cool is that? He's pretty cool. I still give him the respect he deserves, you know, because he is a large monitor and they can totally mess you up. But he's a good animal. I've had him for so long, Chandler, that it's an interesting thing. Like people say, they always ask, how do you tame your animals? How do you tame them? And for me, it's patience. It's time. It's building. Personally, I think you need an enclosure that's large enough for them to feel secure. If they want to get away from you, they can get away from you. If they want to investigate you, they will. So that's how Slinky and I did it. We kind of just grew into each other. He was a little bit smaller. He was only about that big when I first got him, and he's definitely, come on.
He's become a beast. I remember when you first got him and you unboxed him.
Yeah.
And he was, what, like 2.5, 3 feet long?
Oh, yeah, that's about it. Nice job.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. And then the other cool thing about monitors, as you guys know, watching Chandler's channel with his Lacy's and the beautiful animals he has, enrichment is so important because these guys are so smart.
Yeah.
You know, so what I like to do is I throw things over there and watch him swim. And
look how big he is. You guys can see how big he is.
We'll pull him out. I'll pull him out. No problem. In fact, Slinky's the kind of guy, to be perfectly honest, what I love to do with Slinky, come here, buddy. You want to go for a walkabout? I brought him out just a few weeks ago. Come here. You gotta kind of encourage him to do it. Got the beetles crawling in from this food. Come on, buddy. Come on. He's fat and happy. I don't know what's going on. Like, come on, dude. Come on, dude.
He's such a beast. Look at his arms.
Yeah, dude. He's so bad.
That's how you know it's a nice, healthy monitor.
Yes.
It's got big biceps and good forearms on it.
I'll tell you what, man. You know, we did a lot of heavy lifting earlier with the USA Arc and all that stuff and the prohibitive stuff. But I love when you visit. It's kind of your first time doing a video at my place.
Yeah, I've come here once or twice before.
Hold this. I want to do something fun.
The first time, we gotta mention, the first time I ever, I think I mentioned this in the last video we did together. The first time I ever came to this property, he wasn't home, and a friend of him took me over here. And I didn't know the fence was on, and it's electrified, so I got shot.
Let's go freak Kate out. Let's go see if Slinky feels like he's walking around the pond. So, this is something fun I like to do with Slinky.
That's awesome.
He's such a good boy. He doesn't run away. I always give him respect, though. He doesn't run away. And what I like to do...
Oops, sorry, buddy.
Hey, don't you go getting my lizard all upset right now. Don't touch my lizard. So what I'm going to do is we're going to bring him over. let's bring him over by the pond. I've got this beautiful aquascape ecosystem pond.
You got him swim around?
Yeah, let's see if he's interested. I do like to put him out because it's fun to see an animal like this in a more naturalistic environment. So this pond here on our channel is basically, it's basically my set for the animals to kind of be photographed, and we can see how they move in the water and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. Oh, there you go. Do you want it, Slinks? He's so awesome.
Boy, you're so gentle.
He is a good boy.
What a beast.
That's what's cool about him, is the fact that he knows the difference. I rarely feed him live prey. So if I feed him live prey, obviously, he's going for it.
It's going to be a little more realistic.
In fact, I've actually seen him get very interested in some of the rabbits that are running around the pond. But when I feed him the pre-killed prey, what I do is I don't shake it, I'm not doing anything, I let him just eat it, so this way he doesn't get super angry. Exactly. But then again, like I said, the enrichment thing is super fun because I'll hide food, I'll let him walk around, do what he's got to do, you know, so it works out pretty rad.
Can I just compliment you on your monitor's skull structure?
Oh.
I've said it in videos before with monitor lizards. In captivity, a lot of mistakes are made with the diet, and people just give them small food items and they don't really work the muscles around their head. Obviously, Kenan'S been giving this animal a great diet with variety because the skull of this animal is pretty big.
Well, thank you.
There's a lot of captive water monitors that have tiny heads due to improper diet.
That's really cool, yeah.
And this monitor's got a big, bulky skull for a big boy.
Well, I like to give him prey that's a little bit larger than his mouth sometimes, because what people don't realize also is they have flexible skulls. Their bottom jaw will flex similar to a snake, not exactly the same way, so they can actually consume really large prey items. And just like you said, I like to do that so that he does get a full range of what he would encounter in the wild. But here, I can throw a net out into my pond. I get fish. He eats fish. He's eaten the odd. Sometimes, to be perfectly honest, when I hatch baby tortoises that don't make it, I'll give him the baby tortoises.
That's awesome.
I'll give him eggs. You know, I just do everything I can, and I let him do this. I just let him do this, man. I mean, to
Perfect
me,
enrichment. I do this with my black-throat monitor. I let her walk around the property.
Fun. This is why I have these animals, is to enjoy them. And look, he smells. That's a rabbit hole. There's a rabbit that lives in there. Oh my
Rabbit,
God.
go! Rabbit, go! Get
Run,
out of there!
Rabbit, run!
There's really a rabbit in there.
There's rabbits that I know.
Rabbit, get out of there!
There's rabbit poop.
Rabbit, run!
We don't want to murder on the middle of this. We're talking about how cool and nice you are, Slinky. Please don't murder a rabbit in front of everyone on Chandler's channel. But again, how cool is that, guys? I have no fear that this animal is going to run away at all. Not worried.
You've worked with him so long, he has no reason to.
No reason. And that's why when people think of people that are uninitiated with reptiles, when they think that they're not smart, that's just like, you just
so smart.
haven't spent enough time.
This animal knows you specifically,
Yeah.
and he recognizes you, your voice, everything. They're
Well,
so smart.
I'll tell you, I can't wait to get down to see your lace monitors.
Yes, you gotta
because
come down.
That's an animal that it's a bucket list monitor. I'm very into monitors, tortoises, turtles, snakes,
You're
crocodiles. Yeah, we're kind of into the same thing. But it's really cool. The monitors have a soft spot in my heart.
I got to see a water monitor just about this size
Okay.
in the wild crossing the road in Thailand in a
No
national park.
way.
And it was the coolest feeling ever. And then I got out of the car, but he ran off the side.
So you never know where he's gonna go, right? Sometimes he wanders through the pond and he'll go swimming. Other times we take him on a walk. He goes around the house. But I'm gonna stand here. I want to kind of keep him towards this.
Guide him away.
Yeah, just kind of keep him this way. I don't know. It'd be funny if he goes in that pond. He can just swim for a while. It's kind of a big pond over there. But I think this is more interesting for us to watch and hear my little fire pit. But it's just, you know, the whole thing, it's similar to you. It's just like, how can we make these animals' lives better?
That's what I want to do. I want to
Yeah.
get my property. I want to build walk-in king cobra enclosures.
Oh, that would be
I want
amazing.
naturalistic croc ponds that are deep water so they can properly reproduce.
Yeah, that would be amazing. This electric is on, so I don't want you to get a negative feeling. So let's go bring him back over here, guys.
I see what you did there.
So what's cool about this pond is it's a natural filtered pond. This right here is the whole filter. It's basically plants and the water's coming up from about 6 foot of gravel, and then it flows down, goes into the main body of the pond. Oh, look at
Look
this.
how content he is. This lizard's so happy. Dude, you have the best setup in your backyard.
Thank you, dude. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Because, look, man, I can tell you're a kindred spirit. You know, like this is why we do it.
Yeah.
So when someone like you is stoked, it makes it worth it. You know, to have someone enjoy it as much as I do.
That is so cool to watch.
Isn't that amazing? Like, come on.
I feel like I'm looking to Asia right now.
Right? That's what.
Are you kidding? Look at him right by the pond.
Like he's in a temple, right? Like there's some temple, and here's
I feel like
this
I'm watching
monitor.
that Steve Irwin episode when he's getting that water monitor out of the
So cool.
But
look at how he's just exploring everything.
He's living his best life.
That's it, man. That is it. It is the coolest thing.
Not to try and get back onto a negative topic, but Slinky's a good example of an exotic that could totally be banned in the future.
Absolutely, and that's why, you know, I wanted to do this video with you, because, you know, here he is.
Everything's at risk.
Everything's at risk. And again, I'm not saying that everybody needs to have one of these large, intelligent lizards. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that if you have displayed the knowledge, the ability to keep it, the responsibility, why would we limit someone from being able to take care of an animal like that? It just doesn't make sense. And it's like a domino effect. You take one species off, they'll find it easier to take them all off, and then we'll be left with nothing. He's gonna pop out, I think, through here. But again, like you see everything moving around, it's so cool. It doesn't get better than this. There he is. A little bit of a Kamp Kenan takeover here today. What's going on? Nice.
He doesn't know me.
Yeah, no, isn't that funny?
Yeah. He's like,
Well, I think he thinks, you're not taking me out. I want to keep him here. I love that he's loving this pond right now. This little bog.
That is such a beautiful sight to see. Hey, Kenan, you know, it wouldn't be that bad of an idea to bring Ziggy out here.
Dude, that would be awesome.
Because, you know, Ziggy's habituated being handled. He's comfortable with me. He doesn't get stressed when you move around. And I've actually been doing some swims at the Everglades Outpost in our big pool, so he's used to being handled in the water as well. We should bring Ziggy out here into the natural pond and swim with Ziggy, let him get a little bit of natural sunlight.
Hey, what do you guys think? Let him know in the comments below. Should he bring Ziggy out to Kamp Kenan?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Ziggy's like that big right now.
Oh my gosh.
I was watching TV with him last night.
Oh, were you? What were you watching?
Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch. He called me earlier and said, I don't know, I was watching something Slarsky and Mutch or little whippersnapper.
Alright guys, that's going to be it for this episode of My Wild Life, hanging out here with Kenan. Like we said before, USARK, Florida USARK, we're going to put a link below. You guys can donate to help support them. They are fighting for our rights to keep these animals and to keep educating. So please check it out below. Go check out Kamp Kenan's channel as well. It is an awesome channel. He is all about the animals. As you can see, making the animals feel comfortable, making them feel like they're out in the wild. This is a paradise for wildlife. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay beautiful, stay safe, but most of all, stay gangster.